as New York City plunges deeper into lawlessness, where citizens constantly worry about being attacked, robbed, or even worse. It might be comforting to know they just rolled out the NYPD dance team. Now obviously I had to swap out the song, but it doesn't change the fact that these are actually New York City coppers that are really upset that men don't join their crew, as they are like 5th graders that said ew. Because these aren't the only NYPD dancers on social media, as this subway copper also spends their tax dollars on this. But as this clip went viral online, she got backlash from other officers upset over her time spent on choreographed dance routines while actual crime is occurring, saying she's in the subway, not community affairs, which really goes to show how tone-deaf these governmental organizations can be. As I understand, police departments everywhere have baseball teams, bowling squads, and apparently even dance troupes. But you really only want to advertise the absurd amount of free time civil servants receive if you're producing society exactly what they paid for in abundance. So if you're seeing an excess of passengers being pushed onto the subway tracks, now wouldn't be a good time to be seen twerking on the other side of the train on TikTok. And instead of looking at that social media dancer and saying, knock it off, they marched out their official dance team to local news stations, completely missing the fact that people weren't annoyed at subway cop for dancing not while on a specific TikTok detail. They're upset that crime keeps increasing to levels only seen in third world favelas, and you think it's a good time to show off your dance routines. Because they can juke the crime stats all they want, it doesn't change the fact that actual New Yorkers are being impacted. Where I was just looking for footage of this incident in the subway last week, but got lost in NYC's sea of shootings, all seemingly going against their specific no shooting policies. But what I really want to point out is this story about the woman faking illness to not be stabbed, to which the official NYPD Twitter account replied to, suggesting the victim repeatedly stated she didn't see the knife, but the post omitted that fact, and NYPD couldn't do anything because the US Constitution won't allow them to look for potential weapons. But let's look at the post specifically stating, according to the NYPD, she didn't say the man had a knife. But then she also posted online how they kept asking her, are you sure it was a knife? To which she stated, I'm not an idiot, I know what a knife looks like. So I wasn't there, but it honestly seems to me that she reported what happened to her, and the responding officers repeatedly asked her the same questions until they got what they needed to just write it off, as I've personally dealt with equally liberal Los Angeles police, where I reported being robbed with a knife, and their questions were, well, how do you know he was robbing you? Because he had my stuff. Well, how do you know he was threatening you? Because he was pointing a knife at me. Well, how close was he when he actually did that? And it really feels like being cross-examined by your attacker's attorney, except they're the police. And sadly, half of me doesn't even blame the police, as even if their leadership can get pummeled in the streets and immediately walk free, I pretty much know there's no chance for me. But honestly, I think the plummeting morale amongst the NYPD is the least of their worries, as the migrant crisis continues in New York City, where residents receive $7 a day to the migrants' $12. As they now receive double the spending than actual US veterans. But after the New York judge ordered Trump to pay $355 million for an alleged crime with no victim, that they openly admit it's not about stopping this so-called crime, they're just going after Trump. So now truckers are saying they will no longer ship holes into NYC.
I've been on the radio talking to drivers for about the last hour. I'm talking to at least 10 drivers going the other way. I'm heading down from South Wisconsin. They're going to start refusing loads in New York City starting on Monday. I'll tell you what, look around and find out, okay? We're tired of you leftists with Trump.
So on a tiny island of over 8 million citizens, where the mayor will spend $15 billion on the non-citizens, and their finite resources are about to become even more scarce, the best their city can do to protect you from the Kurt Russell levels of crimes about to occur is an 8th grade level dance team and a petty political prosecution that will result in your starvation. So if you appreciate my concise, light-hearted commentary on the tragic status of today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on how a random surfer in San Diego accidentally recorded the invasion in California.